everybody, welcome to Simply Scuba and welcome to the Saturday Surfers Interval in association with the extreme sports magazine Mpora. Now today's Saturday Surfers Interval is a little bit different. Surfers Interval is always meant to be a bit of fun, bit of sort of banters and whatnot. So I've got Shaun here with me today.
Hi guys.
And Shaun has absolutely no idea what's going to happen. Do you, Shaun?
I haven't got a Scooby-Doo, so I apologise if I swear a lot. I will be using the bleep button quite a lot, probably.
No, it shouldn't come to that. So, I was thinking of different video ideas and what we could do, and then I started thinking about Shaun. So, as you all know, I'm a dive instructor. I don't teach anymore. I'm not in status, but I used to teach a lot. Shaun is a hiker, snowboarder, downhill mountain biker extraordinaire, but he doesn't really know a lot about scuba diving. But actually, he's been doing this for, 5 years now?
Six?
A few years now. And I basically wanted to see how much he's picked up.
Oh, no.
And my original plan for this was to go through the PADI course structure, doing like one exam after one another to basically see what level scuba diver Shaun would be, having undergone zero official training. However, it's actually really hard to find the actual exams without physically paying for them. So I got the next best thing. I've gone to a different training agency. I'm not going to confirm which. And I actually have their exam quiz. So we're going to go through it, both Shaun and myself, because I imagine there's going to be some sort of bits of it that are going to get a little bit complicated, because I mean, as you can confirm, Shaun, we'd never really discussed decompression theory or anything in any great detail, have we?
Literally, give me. I edit product videos, mate. Like your deep dives and your surface intervals are fantastic, but where I've edited you for the past 7 years, it's literally I know where you start, I know where you end. I cut and put some pictures over the top.
Now the other thing is in myself, because I haven't taught scuba diving for 5-6 years, so I'm going to be fairly rusty about the sort of the actual stuff, because my dive computer does most of the work for me. So we're going to go through these questions and see how we do. Now the first one.
Hold on. First off,
has
Mark,
a total.
First off, before you start, I'm happy to do this, but only if you answer the questions first. No,
that wouldn't be any fun.
Okay.
We'll answer them together.
Okay. What are we going to call this episode? What even are we going to call it?
I don't know. We'll come up with something fun. We got some time. So anyway, question the first. This course is like a primary course. It will qualify you down to about 20 meters in open water. And the first question in the section of diving in general is, what is the most important skill to master? These are all multiple choice.
Okay.
Is it A, hand signals, B, buoyancy control, C, dive planning, or D, none of the above?
None of the above? So your buoyancy really is key, because if you don't have that, this is weird, you're being very silent. I don't like this. I'm going to have to put some dramatic music. Do you know what? I'm going to say none of the above. I'm just going to go for none of it.
It's a bold choice, Cotton.
I'm just going to go for none of it.
Let's see if it pays off for him. Oh, it doesn't immediately tell you. So we'll find out what the answer. Oh, okay, fine. So the next question: how do you maintain buddy contact? Do you decide before the dive who will be the main leader, then swim alongside each other, or do you B, use a compass? Do you C, dive with a more experienced diver, or D, you don't need buddy contacts underwater?
I would say A, the first one. Because you got to have that conversation, haven't you?
Yeah, it's not going to be use a compass unless your buddy is made out of lead. No, not lead.
Metal.
Whatever metal. Dive with a more experienced diver. Yeah, to a certain degree. You don't need buddy contacts underwater. That's a little sketchy.
Yeah.
So we're going with A with that one.
Go with A.
When diving, what are some safety items and tips to consider? A. Oxygen and first aid kit. B. Surface support person. C. Always dive with a buddy. Or D. All of the above.
All of the above. When there's ever on a multiple question test, wherever there's an all of the above, you always click all of the above. Doesn't matter what the question is. If there's an all of the above, you click that.
That's why. That's why I like some of the paddy ones, because they would have like A, B, C, D, and then D would be like A and C. And you're just like, is it that one and that one, but not that one? Yeah. But yeah, oxygen, first aid kit, yeah, always essential. Not. Yeah. Surface support person. It's always nice to have someone on the surface just to be an immediate point of contact. And always dive with a buddy is a no-brainer. Okay, recreational diving is considered to be A. No decompression diving to a maximum of 40 meters, 132 feet.
No.
Or B. Diving on open circuit only. C. Diving with a sport rebreather only. Or D, diving while on a recreational holiday.
Oh, what? No, I reckon B. The open circuit one. Was that B or C?
Are you sure you want to go with diving on open circuit only?
Now you said that. What was A? Because A seems... I instantly wrote that off.
A was no decompression diving to a maximum of 40 meters.
I'm so unsure. I'm just going to go for D. It's for... I know that's wrong.
Diving whilst on a recreational holiday.
That's wrong. But it's not the rebreather. No, it's not it. A saying it sounds wrong. Because you can't go... Can you go... You can't 40... Is it 40 meters?
Yes. A no decompression dive to a maximum of 40 meters.
No, that doesn't sound right. Because you have to have a decompression... Well, you got the decompression... Is the decompression stop the same as the decompression dive? Because you need to have that. Or you die.
Yeah, so a decompression stop is when you're coming back up and you need to... You
Oh,
can't
so going
ascend
down.
straight
Okay,
to the surface.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm going to go for A.
Yes.
I'm going to go for A then. Yeah, okay, I'm just getting my decos mixed up. But 40 meters sounds quite deep.
That's the correct answer. That is deep, but that is the recreational limit.
Oh, okay.
Below that is where a lot of people consider it to be technical diving.
Oh, okay. No, I get you now. Yeah, I'm thinking of like when you first go in the water and you can only go like 5 meters down or whatever, you know, to learn your right. Never mind.
Well, this one's 20. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, definitely A then. Okay.
This one is specific to this actual training agency, so I'm not going to mention the actual name, but it's when does your certification expire? Is it after 1 year, after 5 years? The certification never expires, although dive refreshers are needed, or D, none of the above? I'd be impressed if you knew this, because I haven't even told you which training agency this is.
I'm going to say a year.
Really?
Okay, I'm not. Now you said that, no. I want to say none of the above.
I know of one scuba diving certification that only lasts for 1 year, and then you have to redo it. But it's not.
No. The refresh.
It's less of a cert.
What's the refresh one?
Yeah. The certification never expires, although dive refreshers are needed.
That one.
Yeah. In a lot of multiple choice questions, if it's like, most of them are like 3 3 words, and then you have one answer that's like an entire paragraph that really explains something, that's probably gonna be the answer because they're being very, very specific. But yeah, most certifications, they last forever. You always have that accreditation. It's just you need to keep it up or do some kind of refresher course if it's been over 6 months or so.
I think I got my wires crossed because obviously coming from a non-diver who's only done tri dives and pool dives and stuff like that, I always get things mixed up because obviously you have to pay tickets, and all the scuba divers that used to work for Simply, they all pay tickets for their instructors and stuff. So I think I got a bit of mixed wiring there on that one.
Yeah, and what you might have sort of half remembers is that if you start a course, you then, in a lot of training agencies, you have 12 months to complete that course. So that might be what was kind of like ringing that 1-year bell in your mind. Okay, what is the best way to communicate underwater? Is it A, talking to one another, B, hand signals, C, rope pulls, or D, no answers are correct? That's intense.
I'm going to say hand signals. That's the golden rule. If you can get your hand signals, or even if it's just basics, you can still communicate.
Yeah, I mean, talking to one another, there are some caveats in that. If you have underwater communications, then yeah, that's going to be a great way to communicate with one another. If you don't, hand signals. Hand signals are great as long as they're physically looking at the hands and they understand what your hand signals are trying to tell them. Rope pulls you tend to use in overhead environments, but usually under ice. So you'll have surface support and you'll have a certain number of rope pulls, not like The Simpsons where it's like, 132 for everything's all right, 133 for I'm drowning. You normally have two rope pulls for okay or whatever it is, so that you can communicate with the surface. But you're still in constant contact. No answers are correct. I mean,
it's probably going to be that one because, like you said, they all work. I'm going to change. I would say that it would be hand signals because that's the golden standard. Like everyone should learn that, at least the basics. But like you said, there's going to be the best way is talking to one another, but you can't do that with a second stage in your mouth. You got to do it with full face mask. So there's. That's not a nice question. Next one. Whenever you dive, why practice the buddy system? Why, Shaun? Is it A, it is safer as assistance is always available? B, it is a shared adventure? C, 2 minds make diving tasks easier? Or D, all of the above? I'd say all of the above. Because problem shared, I think that's what they're aiming for. It's an experience, and having someone always looking at you, looking after you if you're getting a bit of a pickle. All of the above. Like I said before, if there's all of the above, you always select all of the above.
All right. How do you breathe underwater? Is it A, slowly and quickly with a pause at the end of each breath? That doesn't make sense. Slowly and quickly with a pause at the end of each breath.
You've got to do this when you got to put your finger up against the regulator and look.
Is it B, shallow and fast?
No.
Is it C, breathe in, hold breath? Oh, sorry, they missed a comma out there. Breathe in, hold, breathe out, hold, breathe in, hold, out, hold, or continuous, deep, slow, full breaths?
I'd say D, continuous.
That's what I think they want.
That's more of a natural. You don't want to stop. You don't want to hold anything. As soon as you hold something, that could do something wrong with your inside, especially with the pressure and stuff. So the more natural
you're aware of the golden rule, but you're not quite sure why. Never hold your breath. No. I don't know why, but just don't do it. I know that much.
Yeah. I'd say D. More natural, continuous.
What is the no decompression limit, or NDL? Is it A, the safety stop for 5 minutes? B, the maximum allowable dive time at depth without requiring a decompression stop? A decompression stop at 5 meters for 3 minutes? Or D, it is a form of decompression sickness?
It's either it's either A or C, I want to say. So it's whether it's 5 minutes or it's 3 minutes. I'm going to go 5 minutes. I'm going to go A.
So you're saying the no decompression limit is the safety stop for 5 minutes?
Oh, no. C.
So the no decompression limit is a decompression stop at 5 meters for 3 minutes.
It's the same one. It's just 3 off. I'm going to go 5. I'm going with A. My original answer. I'm totally wrong, probably. I'm going to fail.
You are. Oh. You are, because the answer was B. The maximum allowable dive time at depth without requiring a decompression
Yeah, B is
stop.
what I meant. B.
It's too late. I've already ticked the box.
Damn it.
So yeah, your no decompression limit. Your dive computer is what's doing that. So you remember it's got your NDL in the minute in the middle of the screen. Is basically saying that when you're at this depth, this is how long you can stay here before you require a decompression stop. That's fine.
I failed.
Okay. If your buddy signals with a thumb pointed up, what does this mean? That A, your buddy is signaling okay. Your buddy is signaling to descend. Your buddy is signaling to ascend. Or your buddy is signaling the number 1.
He's signaling to ascend. The number 1, is that the little pinky? Or like that? So the thumb is going up. So ascend.
Yep.
And isn't one like that? Or that?
Yeah, there's a few different ways.
Right.
Yeah, that's that's how I do number 1 or 10.
Yeah.
Okay, I Mark Newman confirm that quick quiz. Okay, I'm doing it as myself. Okay, 8 correct answers.
Oh,
you scored 80%, which is a pass.
What did I get wrong? Other than the one that we know. Was it the first one? Was that wrong? Because I was really unsure about that one.
It doesn't say, does it? Go back. What? It's just like, oh, you passed.
Sweet.
Quiz passed. Oh, okay. Right, so we have...
Officially on camera now, I'm an official scuba diver. Mark, can you make me in Photoshop a certificate for the Mark Scuba Diving School of Instruction? Or someone in the comments do it and email. I'm not going to give anyone's email. Carry on, Mark.
No, let's not. Okay, so that was the first section, and that wasn't your final exam. That was just diving in general. You have multiple others. We're only going to do one more because of time, but this time I'm going to let you choose. So, do you want to answer questions on environment, equipment, physics, physiology, rescue, management, confined water training, or open water training?
I'm going to go environment.
Environment. Okay.
I was going to go for a strong point and maybe test my knowledge about equipment, but if this video does really, really well, maybe we can do it monthly and then I can select and we can go forward. But that all depends on you guys watching this at home. If this video does well, then we can do it. But yeah, I'm going to go for environment.
Okay, so question the first. Sharks in general. A, have cartilaginous skeletons.
Oh, crap.
Have 5 to 7 gill slits on either side of their head. You chose this, Shaun. Interact peacefully with divers if unprovoked. Or D, all of the above.
All of the above. Like I said.
Yep.
All of the above.
I'd agree with that. Yeah. Can a open water diver go into an overhead environment? A, only if there is a large exit at the other end. B, only if diving with a buddy who is qualified to do so. C, if diving with any instructor or level 4 diver, sorry. Or D, never, as additional training is required.
D. You need training.
Always on the side of caution with overhead environments. Training. Yeah. Which group has venomous self-protection? Is it A, sea snake, most stingray and scorpion fish? B, butterfly fish, surgeon fish, wrasse? C, turtles, razorfish, moray eels? Or D, none of the above?
None of the above.
Really?
Okay, no. Now you said that. I want to go for A.
I would.
Yeah, cool. If I ever do this for real, Mark, can you be sat beside me telling me what I need to... Like, oh, don't pick that. Just do noises.
No touchy. Okay, visibility underwater can be affected by A, the bottom composition, B, water movement, C, environmental conditions, or D, all of the above.
All of the above.
Yeah. One of these days, that rule isn't going to work.
Never!
Yeah, I mean, the bottom composition, if it's really light silt, then yeah, as soon as anything touches it, it's just going to woof, go up. Water movements, yeah, if it stirs everything up, then obviously environmental conditions, if it's been raining a lot recently, then a lot of the surface runoff is just going to bring all sorts of silt and pollutants into the water column. When considering a shore entry dive with your buddy, the most important factor is A, communication and hand signals are discussed with your buddy. B, make sure you know where the entry is so you can exit from the same place. C, always take fresh water to wash the kit in after the dive. Or D, ensuring you dive at low tide in every location.
I want to say communication.
So yeah, communication, entry, exit points, fresh water, and ensuring that it's low tide. Yeah, communication's key.
Yep.
Making sure you know where the entry point is so that you can exit from the same place. No, you can exit wherever you want, wherever you can.
That was my reasoning behind not picking that.
Yeah. Always take fresh water to wash the kit in after the dive. It's nice. It's not essential. You can do it later when you get back home. Ensuring that you dive at low tide in every location. No, that can often be a real pain because the tide is so far away.
Yeah, you have to walk.
Yeah, it does make like nearby shipwrecks easier because they're naturally shallower, but meh. If you and your buddy are going to dive in a mild current, you should begin your dive by swimming into the current, by swimming across the current, by swimming with the current, or by swimming along the edge of the current.
With the current? If it's mild. Oh, but then it's mild. Oh, I don't know this one. Because you never swim against it because you're just going to tire yourself out even with a mild current. I swear, you'll just knacker yourself out. Like if you were to, from what I remember, if you do a dive, I could just be making this up, but if you go on a liverboard or whatever, if you go to a dive site, don't they go a bit further out depending on the current, so then you drop down and then it kind of pushes you? No?
Yeah, so that's a drift dive.
Okay.
So that's where we've basically been not teaching you bad habits, but you've learned a lot about drift diving instead of just diving in pure current. So the main idea with this is that you start at point A with current running in one direction and you want to return to point A. So that means that you would always start by swimming into the current.
Yeah.
So that way, if you ever do get tired, the current naturally brings you straight back to where you started.
Okay.
If you start swimming with the current, it's just going to pull you further and further away, and then you get tired, and there's no chance that you'll get back.
That makes sense.
By swimming along the edge of the current, that's impressive.
They do that in Finding Nemo. You can see the current, can't you? That's exactly what it looks like. Just like
you have to. Oh, what is it? Tuck, turn, twist, and. I can't remember the little.
God knows. Who knows, mate?
Okay. Fish are cold-blooded vertebrates that A, only breathe with gills, have skeletons made of true bone or cartilage. C, have expanded to about 20,000 species worldwide. Or D, all of the above.
All of the above.
Fine. Why would you choose to complete a night/low vis dive in the next level program? A, to see different behavioral patterns of marine life at night. B, to gain a qualifying dive for night/low visibility speciality. C, to learn and experience a different environment. Or D, all of the above.
I'm going to go with all of the above, please.
These are fairly given, and this is just continuing education. Do you want to? Okay. Question 9. What is a drift dive? Is it A, diving in a current which carries you along the reef? B, diving in water that moves you from side to side only? C, diving where there is no water movement? Or D, none of the above?
What was A again? Sorry, you cut out a little bit in my ear.
Diving in a current which carries you along the reef.
Well, it says reef, but I mean, like, drift dives are anywhere, aren't they? There's not just reefs.
Along the dive site is probably how I would.
I would say I'd go for that one then, because it does.
I would.
Yeah.
Because yeah,
You're still going to be side to side, is it? Like,
it's not just side to side. It can be up and down.
Yeah.
And diving where there's no water movement. Well, that's not a drift dive. Okay, and final question. Area orientation dives should always be taken when A, you dive a new area for the first time. B, when you are not diving with a usual buddy. C, you don't need an orientation. It will be an easy dive. D, you want to dive deep. Area orientation dives.
A? What was A again?
Yeah,
I think it was
you dive a new area for the first time.
Yeah.
That's what I put.
Yeah. Yeah. I was a bit unsure about that.
Do you want to know your score?
Yeah, 100%. Already know, mate.
It was a 100%.
Thanks to all the... I'd like to dedicate my new certificate about the environment to the all of the above button. Thank you very much.
I think about 3 or 4 of those questions were just, all of the above.
Yeah. No, they were really hard, Mark. Cool.
Right, do you want to do one more, or do you want to do that on another
No, we'll
one?
do that on a separate. They get two tests. I think that would be nice. Yeah. That'd be all right.
We can
Plus,
do that.
my battery on my phone's gone to 15%, so...
So anyway, so that was the first couple quizzes of scuba diving, because Shaun, he's not a qualified diver. He's undergone absolutely zero official scuba diving training, but he has been listening to scuba divers talk about scuba diving for quite a while, and so far he's doing fairly well. Now, not saying that you can just rock up and do your introductory dive course without any kind of homework, because Shaun's been doing it for 6 years, so a few things have stuck. Hopefully you found this entertaining. It is of course, it's not made for actual dive training. It's not meant to sort of be able to teach you. But if you do have any interesting dive courses or dive questions that you want Shaun to answer, then send us links down in the comments below for any interesting quizzes. I had a look. There's a whole bunch of different dive quizzes, unofficial dive quizzes that I was going to ask Shaun, and then I thought, maybe I can see if I can sort of see what kind of qualification he is. So far he's doing fairly well getting into open water. Maybe later on we'll push him onto some more like dive master type questions.
No, I want tech, deep dive, rebreather. I want all of that.
You don't want that.
Smash it.
Because it's all physics.
Oh.
Once you get to that, it's all numbers.
No, I don't do that.
Anyway, if you enjoyed this, then definitely give it a thumbs up so that we know that you enjoyed it. Because if you don't, then we'll never make another one of these again.
Exactly that.
One-hit wonder.
That's the key here. That's the key.
I enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys at home enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to see more content like it. Thank you for watching, and of course, safe diving.
Stay classy, scuba divers. I'm an official diver, guys. I'm an official diver.